What if we told you that you could get paying customers for your microSaaS without spending thousands of dollars on complex ad campaigns or spending hours and hours sending out cold DMs and emails? What if there was a simple method for you to acquire customers predictably and for low costs? Well, there is, and it's called the ROI battery system. It's a systematic, predictable system built on YouTube ads to help you acquire customers for your microSaaS that does not depend on you investing thousands and thousands of dollars into fancy software and complex marketing schemes. Rather, it focuses on building trust and buyer confidence at scale, which is absolutely fundamental in 2025. Now, how does this ROI battery system actually work? Well, I want you to pretend that there's a battery here, and this battery is called the trust battery. And the goal is to be able to fill up the trust battery in order to acquire customers. Now, here on this side are customers who are not ready to buy. They're customers who don't really know your product, don't really like your product, and don't really trust that your product can actually deliver on what you say it's going to deliver. And here on the right side is customers who are ready to buy. They know about your product, they know about your SaaS, they feel that your SaaS can deliver a return on their investment, and they're ready to buy right now. Your goal is to systematically get people from the not ready to buy zone into the ready to buy zone as fast and as predictably as possible. And that's where our ROI battery system comes in. It's a simple system that focuses on actually creating the trust in the mind of the customer. We focus on dissolving their objections and proving the ROI of our SaaS product in order to ultimately create that confidence in the mind of the customer in order to get them willing to buy our product. We focus on getting them excited and interested in buying our SaaS product through what's called dollarizing ROI. This is basically a concept where you prove that there is a financial or a quantitative return on the investment that the customer makes in your product. If your product justifies $5 in value for the customer and you're charging $2 in value for your product, then there's obviously a large gap there that eventually can get a customer interested in buying your microSaaS. Now, I want you to think of it like this. In the customer's mind, there's two things going on in their heads. The first one is, what's the cost of your product? How much does your product cost? How much do I have to spend in terms of not only my money, but my time when I purchase your product? And then what's the value I'm getting in return for actually making that investment? Am I going to get some sort of financial return? Is it going to be better than the alternatives that I'm already spending money on? Or is there a return on my time? Am I going to save lots of time by making this investment into your product? Now, your goal is to grow this barrier as fast as possible compared to your costs. And the best way to do this is through a systematic system that we mentioned that you call the ROI battery system. Now, the hard reality is that sending out cold ads themselves will not work, as you've probably experienced. You can't just send out cold ads, cold emails, or cold DMs in order to systematically get customers for your microSaaS. Rather, you need to focus on getting in front of the customer again and again, proving the ROI of your product. You have to prove that your product is solving a problem for the customer and that they will get a return on their time and a return on their investment. And you have to achieve this through high quality YouTube ads and content. And once we built up that ROI battery enough, then they will be willing to buy. What we're proving here is that there's a systematic way for you to acquire customers for your microSaaS through actively creating good content and good quality ads that prove ROI to the customer for your product. Now, how does this actually work in practice? Now, let's say that you own a microSaaS that is helping people manage their taxes. Let's say it's some sort of tax preparation software or some sort of tax income software or a tax calculator, something along those lines. How would you actually get someone to pull out their wallet and pay for your SaaS? You have to prove to them that you will enable a ROI and an ROT, which is a return on time for purchasing your microSaaS. If they invest 10 minutes into using your particular type of software, well, that would have been better than the 50 minutes they would have spent otherwise on some other person's software in terms of preparing their taxes. If you're proving ROI, it could be something along the lines of now I'm spending maybe $50 a month on your microSaaS, rather spending $500 or $5,000 going to some sort of like tax preparatory person in order to actually get your taxes prepared. You got to hammer this home again and again. This dollarization of your SaaS value is absolutely fundamental. People want to be proved that they are making logical decisions in terms of buying your product. And the best way to do this is through dollarization and quantification of the return on investment in purchasing your SaaS. And the optimal method of actually achieving this is through YouTube. The front end of your system is YouTube ads. You got to create YouTube ads, which you can go as low as $5 a day in order to create that initial interest in investing into your product. For the tax microSaaS, for example, the ad should be educating the customer about the wasted time and money that they're spending on tax preparation services before, and thus your tax microSaaS is actually creating value in those two dimensions. And they must prove to the customer that the tax SaaS will save them money and save them time. Those are the two most important dimensions that you got to focus on those initial ads. But here's the most important component of the ROI battery system. You have to get in front of your interested customers again and again. You can't just get in front of them once, send them over to your website, and now you're sure that they're going to convert and purchase your product. It doesn't work like that anymore. People need more convincing. Thus, we point interested customers, those who watch the entirety of your skippable YouTube ad, you point them to your YouTube channel. And the reason why we point them to our YouTube channel is for two reasons. The first place here is that we can get their eyeballs on content that is free, right? Our organic content. We're creating organic quality content which continues hammering home the value of our tax SaaS system. Again, we discuss specifically the ROI the customer gets through investing in the SaaS. Remember, even for small purchases, a customer wants to feel that they're making logical decisions, right? They want to feel if they have to go prove why they purchased their SaaS to someone else, or even if they want to prove it to themselves, they want to feel confident that they have made the right decision. Your YouTube content should help them achieve this. You got to create quality content that addresses the ROI and the ROT principles. But what if the customer doesn't buy then? What if after they see your YouTube videos and they see your ad, even then they're not willing to buy? What do? We focus on getting in front of them again and again through what's called a retargeting ad. Now, why do we have to run retargeting ads, you may be asking? Well, because of something known as the 7-11-4 rule that was proposed by Google, which says that customers have to notice your SaaS for 7 hours across 4 different mediums in order to be able to purchase. Now, I want you to not worry. You don't have to necessarily have to produce 7 hours of content in order to get results. However, you have to run sufficient retargeting ads to hammer home the point that your microsas justifies ROI. You can furthermore build emotional appeal into these retargeting ads. What will the customer feel if they save money on taxes? What sort of emotional benefit will they feel? Will they feel that they're getting one up on the government? Will they feel that they're getting superior value for their money? What sort of emotions you want to elicit in your customer? And you can do this through really good quality retargeting ads. And this is kind of an overview of the system, right? You start here. The customer really doesn't know a whole lot about you, doesn't really know a whole lot about your SaaS, and you run initial ads aimed to educate and inform. You then point them to your content, which continues reinforcing this narrative, but also creates a form of data in terms of people who are interested in purchasing your product but aren't ready to buy right now. And ultimately, you drive them to the back end through quality retargeting ads, which eventually get them willing to buy right away. These retargeting ads, the content, and the ad should all hammer home the points of ROI and ROT. You must prove these 2 points through all your content. What will the customer feel if they actually save money on taxes? Again, this is something you've got to think about. However, there is nuance. What should be in my top end ads? What should I talk about in my retargeting ads? How do I actually prove the ROI and ROT of my product? What sort of content would be useful to put on my YouTube page? And if you want help with this, I invite you to go down below and book a YouTube strategy call with us. We will help you build a full YouTube marketing system to get paying customers for your microSaaS. We will help you from everything from creating good quality top end ads to creating good quality retargeting ads, as well as thinking about your content strategy, because everything is part of our ROI battery system. Go down to the description and book a call below. We'll talk to you then. And the last point I want to leave you with is that marketing is straightforward. It's a simple set of principles, it's very straightforward, and it just leans into human psychology. But building the micro SaaS is hard, right? You've already thought about things like user authentication, databases, persistence layers, all the things that are necessary to create a quality micro SaaS. You've done the hard thing already. Now let's help you actually get across the finish line and get paying customers for your microSaaS.